Yep. Now I'm sharing my screen. Okay, that's how we are gonna go. Okay, so that's how our index looks like. Okay, and obviously we'll be having things inside it also. It's not like in the whole thing that you are seeing here, but mostly we are going to go like that. Okay, so how we'll be starting and what we'll be covering. So this session is going to be a little bit introductory. Okay, and what is LWC, why LWC, and how we set up the environment. Okay, because that's very important once you are going to learn the LWC development. Okay. So hope all of you are aware of Apex, because we'll be covering necessary Apex here in this LWC class and a deep dive into another class, I guess. Okay, that Mandeep will be taking care of. Okay, so little bit whatever is necessary, that much Apex we are going to cover here. Okay, where we are going to learn about interaction between Apex and LWC. Okay, rest Apex specific classes would be covering that. Okay, now, so I would be considering that you guys are aware of Apex and triggers and all those backend stuff. Okay, but at any time if you feel like you are not getting something, or you have a little bit uh, like confusion on anything, you can ask without any hesitation. Okay, that would not be any problem. We'll be covering that much part also. Okay, that much bandwidth we have. Okay, now, so first we'll be covering introduction. Okay, then project setup, I'll be telling you how to set up your project. Okay, over VS Code, standard tool VS Code we are going to use. Okay, along with CLI, and then we'll be building components. Then we'll be basically understanding the structure of the LWC component. Okay, obviously we'll be seeing in the org how it looks like. Okay, our first component. Okay, so this much is very important step, like we are use see how to build a LWC component, and how to expose it to the org and everything. That will be right. Then how to read documentation. Okay, how to expose LWC component. Then we'll be learning about our browser tools. Okay, what browser tools we use in order to debug, or basically uh, you can say a little bit CSS customization and all those things we do using browser tools. That also we are going to discuss. Okay, then here is the thing. Okay, I would be basically thinking that you guys already know HTML a little bit. If not, there is not an issue, because you can use the standard HTML uh, syntax as well as LWC specific syntax also. I'll be giving you reference from where you can learn basic syntax of the HTML. Okay, that will not be much of a problem, because most of the HTML syntax that we are going to use, that would be LWC specific. Okay, but LWC supports both. That will be covering. Okay, then we'll be basically deep diving into JavaScript. The whole JavaScript here will be covering. Okay, not HTML in total elaborated manner, but the JavaScript will be covered the whole way. Okay, and this JavaScript will be LWC specific. Okay, so the syntaxes and everything that would be specific to LWC. Okay, and after that we'll be covering a little bit about CSS, and then LWC stuff would be starting. Okay, like data binding, and then conditional rendering, looping, then how you can build different files. Okay, then how you can pull data. Okay, how you can handle events here. Okay, then how to communicate between different components inside the org. Okay, then all the components in the LLC developer guide, or you can say component library. Okay, out of box component that these are the components that we show you as a demo. Okay, apart from that, there are a lot of components, and we teach here how to read the documentation and use those components. Okay, so in that journey, we cover these many out of box components by demoing. Okay, then some out of box topic that we are going to cover here. Okay. So that much we are going to cover in our LWC. Okay, along with that we'll be having small segments of projects also. Okay, you can take up anything that would be basically taken as a little project also. Okay, so sorry, someone is saying anything. Okay, I think someone is on mute.
And are we going to cover any project in this class? I mean, in this course sometime?
You are hardly audible. Shilpa, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're asking.
Yes, yeah, I'm asking like cover any project. this
Project
course?
is basically like, how we have here one project we cover as part of admin. Okay, that application we enhance using LWC. You can take up any org and put these components that we are going to build here. Okay, at any of the org and any of the component. If you want to build a specific thing, you can take it up as your own project. Okay, but what project we have, maybe if you want, we can give you as a package the admin project, and on top of that, you can build the LWC. Okay. So yes, so we'll be having a project, but not a full-fledged project like, you'll be having a lot of components, okay, but not a full-fledged like, total custom application, okay, because we have an application that is part of admin class and we enhance that component using that application using LWC component. Okay,
Okay, so
but if
we'll
you
create
want
a component on this.
related stuff and everything, we can build some, but as part of any application we are not going to build, we'll be building different components, okay, related to each topic. Okay.
And what about Apex? That also we are going to cover in this, right? On the backend side as well.
I cannot hear you properly. I'm not sure why.
Sorry, we are talking about Apex side, right? Apex is completely different. So this is completely specific to LWC. And regarding the project, as I already said to a couple of you guys, I mean to some of you guys, that I am building a product which is completely involved in LWC side. So if in case like if you guys are interested, I am very happy to give some work on that so that you will get some hands-on experience. But as Abhi is telling, Abhi said that he will be giving some work or assignments, based on the concept that he's going to cover, right? So that is separate thing. When we talk about project, it's separate, right?
So as
Okay, but
part
my
of
question,
assignment, you are going to get these assignments. Okay. It's like we are having this component that you have to build. Okay. And each time I'm covering a topic, I will be covering through a component itself. Okay. If you want to use somewhere in your application that component, that you can go. Okay. We can give you more basically assignments like that. Okay. So that's how we are having these assignments. These are part of, you can say, project that you'll be building, but as a component. LWC is all about component. It's not full-fledged application, but little components you build, reusable component that you patch up with your application. Okay, that's how you build it. Okay.
yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Any question, guys? Anyone? Okay. Okay, so we'll be starting with introduction, why L2C, why it is required, okay, when we have multiple front-end frameworks here, okay? And then we'll be doing a project setup, okay? And then we'll be seeing how basically we can create a component and what we need in order to set up our project, okay? I already have, so we'll be providing you documents to set up your projects also, okay? So that will be providing, but before that, I will be showing you how to do that, okay? Now, let's learn a little bit about LWC. What is LWC? It's basic Lightning Web Component. You already know, right? That full form. Okay. So if you say like in Salesforce is kind of full stack. You can say development environment, right? You have your backend, you have your database, and you have your front end also, right? So in any of the org, okay. If I pull up any of the org, all the orgs having same configuration like front end, back end, and database. Okay, so all you do, either you configure something or you basically customize something. Customize means you code something. Okay, so at that time you're customizing the platform itself. Okay, so here if you see, okay, so that we call front end. Okay, so that we call front end. Okay, here, so some UI you get as standard with your R, okay, or configurable stuff, okay, so like lightning page, tabs, and home page, and all those, okay, a lot of things you get. So screen flows are also there, right? That also you can say configurable stuff, but those are more like customized screens, okay, that you can have. Now, if you basically hit any logic, any automation logic that you are trying to basically build, but you are hitting some limitation in order to basically implement that by point and click, okay, by flows or any other automation tool. What you have as backup, or you can say the way out, you have Apex, right? Triggers or maybe Apex class, okay. So if you hit any limitations related to logic, you have Apex, okay. Then if you same way, if you hit any limitations of point and click tools related to your UI, then you move to UI frameworks, okay. Just like in case of logic, you move to Apex. Same way, in case of UI, you move to front-end framework. And what front-end frameworks we are having here in Salesforce? Three basically, okay. So those are evolved through time, okay. So initially we were having visual force pages, okay. There you had to code. Once we were having classic basically, okay. Now it is not used anymore. Whichever organizations are using visual force pages, they are migrating to LWC right now, okay. Then visual force pages were basically for our classic, you can say, version, okay. At that time, visual force pages were customized, you can say, pages that you were creating in order to put a custom UI, okay. Second thing that you had was Aura, okay. And Aura you might have heard a lot, but I think a lot of you guys might have not developed it, okay. Reason behind it, Aura is kind of, you can say, developed and owned by Salesforce only, okay. The Aura framework itself, we'll coming to later, okay, what a framework is. There are a lot of frameworks, right? Like you have Aura here in Salesforce. Same way you might have heard of React, okay. You might have heard of Angular, okay. All those are frameworks, okay. All those use JavaScript libraries, okay. All the frameworks are based on JavaScript. And why is that? Because your browser itself is based on JavaScript, okay. So your browser knows a language that is JavaScript, HTML basically, but JavaScript based browser, okay. So your pages should also be JavaScript based, okay. It can be any other library of JavaScript, but basically if you are running it on Chrome, okay, so Chrome is also JavaScript based, so it understands that language only. That's how you are going to build anything that is understood by your browser, okay. So Aura is basically created by Salesforce, okay, and managed by Salesforce also. It is another Salesforce framework, okay, from front-end framework, that is another JavaScript library, okay. But the problem with Aura framework was like Aura was not following the web standards, okay. Web standard means Aura was having its own standards, okay. First, as soon as you are loading any Aura component, okay, so what was happening? First, the browser was loading the Aura framework, and then after that, your component is loaded. So I'll tell you that way, okay? So how your browser reads your page, because everything that you are doing here, your browser is basically reading out your pages, okay, over that link. Over that link, whatever data that you are getting, that data is your page code, okay, and that page code is rendered by your browser. That's all is happening. That's how you are seeing all this thing. This is the basic stuff, okay. Now, what happens here, okay, once basically we are having Aura, okay. So the question that we are addressing right now, why we move forward from Aura to LWC, okay. So now you'll be understanding that part, okay. Okay, now Aura is basically, it is basically kind of local framework for Salesforce, even though it is a JavaScript library, right? So now what happens once you are opening anything on Aura, a lot of things are in Aura here in your Aura, right? Developed by Salesforce in Lightning, okay. So Aura was developed to move from Classic to Lightning, that they have done, but later they had to move to LWC, will be coming there. Why? So once you are loading Aura, okay, first your browser should be loading Aura, okay, because it knows the JavaScript, but it does not know your framework. So as soon as you are loading any Aura component, but first it has to load the Aura framework itself, and on that framework, then your component would be loaded, okay. Then after that, component will be loaded. So now these are the basic steps. Those are there. Okay. So consider that you have clicked on a button. Okay. That is basically making call to an endpoint in the URL. Okay. This URL, and from there they are getting data in Aura. Okay. So first your browser would be loading the Aura framework. Okay. And then after that, inside that Aura framework, they are going to load your component, because your component would be understood by the Aura framework itself. Okay. And Aura framework can be loaded into browser because Aura is one of the library of JavaScript. Okay. That much should be clear till now. Any question till here, guys? Anyone? Okay. Now, so the question is, it was working fine. I am not sure till what year, it was working fine. But there was a problem. Every big company, every big institution was creating its own framework, its own rule to develop the front end. Okay. So, there was no standardization of, you can say, the frameworks. Okay. Or there were no web standards. Okay. On which everybody should be following its standard rule. Okay. So the problem was like, you were having Aura. Okay. Now someone was having another framework, they were following its own rule. Okay. They were based on JavaScript, obviously, but they were having its own rules, set of rules. That is the framework, right? So framework is going to contain the set of rules that you are going to define for your own uh, web development. Okay. Now all those would be based on JavaScript, but you are going to follow all those rules while you are going to develop a UI on that particular framework. Now, problem was Salesforce was building its own framework, maybe because Salesforce was a big company, right? So that's how they have evolved their own, what is it, like, front-end framework, right? Now they have moved from Classic to Lightning. Same time, other big companies were developing its own UI framework, okay, front-end framework. So the problem was there, like, there was no harmony in between all those frameworks. Okay, although all those were based on JavaScript, but there was no harmony. Now consider you are coding in Aura. Okay, now you have to move to another company or another organization or some way you have to work there. Now you have to learn all the rules and all the whole framework. Okay, the other framework. Then you can code there. Okay, so that was the problem that was addressed by you can say international community, or the whole developer communities. Okay, and after that they came up with a solution that's called web standards. Okay, so what are web standards? Like, if you are going to basically develop the UI that would be basically over the internet to be accessed by the people, or whoever is browsing through internet. Okay, they should be following some web standards. Okay, some standard rules. Okay, why is that? Now what will happen, your browsers will be coming with preloaded standards. Now what will happen, whatever browser that we are using, okay, these modern day browsers, basically you focus on Chrome because that is the backbone of whole you can say browsers, like you use Chromium here. Okay, so browsers will be coming with preloaded web standards. Okay, now what will happen if it is going to render any page, okay, that is basically developed into JavaScript and HTML, okay, or any of the JavaScript library, but it is following the web standards, then what will happen, they don't have to go through this step. Okay, so whatever framework, like following, like modern web standards based framework. Okay, now when you are going to render this modern web based standards, okay, web standards based framework, then browser already knows what rules you are going to follow. Okay, because those are preloaded in your browser. Okay, so that part is eliminated. Okay, it is not needed. The browser does not need to load your rules because it knows already that your framework is following the web standards. Now using the standard web standards only, it can render your page. Now this part is skipped, okay, where we are loading the local standards, okay. It is skipping this part and it is just loading your component. It is showing you that component. Now this looks like very small step, right? But it is making huge difference, okay, huge difference while the speed is concerned, okay. So that's why Aura was very much utilized and very much, you can say, competitive till these web standards were introduced by the community, okay. As soon as web standards were introduced, because Salesforce is a big company, okay, they moved to LWC. They created LWC, that is web web standards based framework. That's also another JavaScript library, but those are web standard based, not the local, you can say, standard based, okay. Now once the LWC is loading, okay, sorry, now when the LWC is loading, it does not need to load the standards first and then the component. Now directly the LWC can be loaded because it is going to follow the web standards. Those browser comes with preloaded part. Okay. Now, what other frameworks are there? You have React, you have Angular, right? Those all are following web standards. Now, what you have to do once you are moving from LWC to another basically framework, okay, a little bit rules are going to be changed. A little bit rules would be altered. Okay, a little bit syntax, not the whole. You can say 0 to 1. Okay, so that's how web standards are followed. So LWC was introduced because of web standards. Okay, as soon as web standards were introduced throughout the world, okay, now big companies moved so that they can get easily their framework service. Okay, because once you are maintaining any framework, you have to upgrade it basically time to time. Okay, just like React is managed by Facebook, right? Meta. Angular is managed by Google, I guess, right? And LWC same way, because LWC is not that much like, it is specific to Salesforce, but it is managed by Salesforce company. Okay, so that's why LWC was introduced. That is the reason. Now you can simply what you say, see how much time it is going to take. So you build two component, one in Aura and one in LWC. Okay, we are not going to do here. A lot of standard pages are in Aura. Okay, now slowly Salesforce is changing behind the scene those Aura components into LWC components. Okay, now if you read those articles published by Salesforce News, okay, you'll be getting to know in your org only. So you might have felt a little bit, you can say, speedy, right? So that's why, because they are changing their Aura components to LWC components. Okay, slowly, but not like that. Okay, so Aura components are basically slower than LWC component. Okay, but a lot of things are still in Aura. Okay, now they have made LWC that much capable here. Okay, that you can build almost everything. Some couple of things here and there are still be done in Aura. Okay, those I'll be covering later. So that's the reason that was behind the creation of LWC. Okay, now as soon as JavaScript is updated, okay, as soon as JavaScript, a newer version of JavaScript is there, okay, the LWC would be upgraded automatically. Okay, because they are following the web standards. Okay, so like, there were basically, we'll be covering those also in our JavaScript. The modern standards, those are released by JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript also maintained by some organization, right? I'm not sure, I don't remember that name. Okay, so as soon as JavaScript is upgraded, your LWC would be upgraded automatically because it is one of the library of JavaScript. Okay, so that's how web standards follow through on your framework. Once your framework is based on the web standards. In case of Aura, it was not the case. Okay, there were local rules run by the framework itself. So as soon as the browser was sensing that, okay, it is going to load on the Aura, first it has to load the Aura basically rule, or you can say Aura framework itself, then your component was loaded. Okay, so that time was basically consumed in between click and your component to be shown. Okay, that was a lot of time. Once you consider the development, we'll be seeing further. Okay, you'll be having a little bit idea how much time it is taking. Okay, so speed is very much concern while you are developing the UI. Okay, a lot of concern. Okay, it's not like very small thing, it's very big thing. Okay, that's how Now browsers are coming with GB of data, okay, because they have preloaded things already in the browser, so that it does not have to load anything along with the component. Just as soon as you click something, it should be loading the component. That's how speedy it should be. Okay, and that's how you heard, okay, my browser is that much speedy compared to that much percentage speedy compared to that browser, that version of browser. Okay, so all these improvements they do, and they load a lot of things as pre-installed stuff in the browser, so that they don't have to load once you click on that. Okay, if it is not there with the browser does not understand that. So to understand that, to translate that particular thing or component, okay, first they have to load the rule set, okay, and then they have to load the component. Okay, so there the time was consumed. Okay, and obviously the development and the maintenance was a problem. Okay, that's why they all of the frameworks moved to web standards. Okay, that is the history of the you can say birth of LWC. Okay, now everything that you are going to see here in LWC, that will be based on web standards and pure JavaScript. Okay, any questions still here, guys? Anyone? Okay, no questions? Fine. Okay. Now, Aura component we are going to cover a little bit in the last, where we'll be covering, like, interoperability between Aura and LWC. Aura and LWC can be working with together. Okay, so you can use LWC inside Aura, and in a way Aura also can be used inside LWC, but not straightforward, not that much straightforward, like, LWC inside Aura. We'll be covering that, but that much Aura we are going to cover here only. Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to set up the project, because the problem here is not a problem, but since it is basically based on web standards. Okay, now a lot of things those were not used by Salesforce now can be used. Why is that? Because once you are having your own rule set, your own framework, okay, then you had to build your own developer tool also, right? Now as soon as you are moving to web standards, now you can use the common, or you can say standard tools available. Okay, that's why now VS Code can be used, as well as they are having a CLI that basically communicates between VS Code to your org. Okay, so now LWC, for LWC we don't have any specific developer tool, just like for Aura we are having. Okay, so I'll show you that where Aura is developed. We'll not be developing that here, but anyway. Okay, so from your developer console you can create effects here, you can create triggers here. Okay, because those all are done effects. Okay, and then you can create your own basically Visual Force component here, as well as your lightning component, Aura component, that you can create here. Okay, but you cannot create the LWC. Okay, for LWC you have to basically have the IDE, integrated development environment. Okay, so you can use any of the development tool, any IDE you can use. Okay, but the standard, the recommended tool is VS Code. Okay, and you also know it's open source, right? So VS Code is standard tool, basically recommended by Salesforce itself. Okay, you can have any other IDE that is either based on VS Code, or it's totally a new IDE also, that also you can have. Only you have to do, you have to basically have the CLI. Okay, Salesforce CLI. I'll tell you how to get that, but that you have to do. Okay, so basically how it happens. Okay, you are having any IDE. Okay, in our case we'll be having VS Code. Okay, and IDE going to have CLI installed in it. Okay, what is CLI? Command line interface. This CLI is developed by Salesforce, managed by Salesforce. Okay, this CLI is having a set of instructions. Okay, commands that we say. Okay, so once you are going to run command from your IDE, okay, your CLI will be translating it. Okay, and it will be communicating to your org. Okay, now as soon as your org will be getting that particular command, okay, org will be responding, and whatever you are getting back, that will be translated by CLI and to your IDE. That's the work of CLI that you are having. Okay, so any IDE that would be having CLI installed, Salesforce CLI basically. Okay, CLI is very common word. Okay, so for any you can say environment to be interacted with IDE, CLI is there. Okay, so command line interface. Okay, everywhere it is called command line interface. Now, what you are going to use here, Salesforce CLI. Okay, so this is Salesforce specifically maintained by Salesforce. I'll tell you how to get that, how to operate that, everything. Okay, then CLI installed, and that will be communicated to your org. Okay, and everything will be seeing there in your basically VS Code, the org in a metadata view. Okay, the whole org code that you are going to see there in your ID. Now we'll be doing that. Okay, so we have a document on that, how to basically set up the environment. Okay, we'll be passing it to you. Okay, because I already have the environment set up and I have a lot of configuration. Okay, so I'm not going to uninstall and install it to just show you. We'll be following the instructions. Those are given into the document. Okay, so any one of you can follow through. If someone is not able to do it, okay, then we'll be basically doing it live here. Okay, but I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, first thing that you have to do is download the VS Code. Okay, so very simple. I'm sure a lot of you guys are already having VS Code. Okay, so just download VS Code. Okay, you know what to do. Okay, download VS Code installer. Okay, and we join. Okay, yeah. Okay, so download basically VS Code. Okay, now here you are done. Okay, VS Code is done. Install it and open it. Okay, or just like however you want. Okay, that should be fine. Now, what you have to do further, okay, you have to basically download the Salesforce CLI. So just Salesforce CLI, okay, and here you'll be getting Salesforce CLI. Here you have download for window, just download for window. Okay, if you have macOS, just download for macOS. Okay, I'm going to share this link here, but anyway, it is mentioned in the document. Okay, should not be any issue. Okay, and as soon as you are done basically downloading CLI, okay, install it in your computer. Okay, after that you open the VS Code. Okay, then we have further setup. Okay, that we have to do. Okay, let me see that document. Just give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so I'll just walk you through, and then later you can follow through. Yeah, this is the document that we have. I'll see. Share this one. Okay, now two things that you have already basically downloaded, VS Code and CLI. Okay, next thing that you have to see is if you are having Java installed or not. Okay, so at this time I'm just hearing that Java is not needed, but anyway you have Java, maybe it is going to create issues for you. Okay, so you have to basically download Java. So these are the links that you have. Okay, so either you can download it from here or from Oracle itself. Okay, let me see if it is working. Okay, here you are having Java, so you can have Java any version, but not lesser than Java 11. Okay, so either you have Java 11 or you have latest version of Java. Okay, I'm not sure what Java version I'm having. Okay, maybe I think 17 or something I'm having. Okay, so for that, if you want to check, okay, you can check by this command. Okay, so you see Java version. Okay, if you are going to put it, okay, just open your CMD. Okay, and here you put like this Java version, and it will be telling you. Okay, so what I'm having here, okay, version 22 I'm having. It is latest. Okay, so you can have that also. So have Java installed. Okay, so where you are getting Java installation files here, click on Windows, go here, installer. Okay, not compressor, installer. You download it. Okay, here you are having Java 11. Okay, if you want another version, you just put here like in the Oracle you are going to get that. Okay, or standard Java you can get. Okay, so 25 is also released. Okay, that also you can have. Okay, but it is better to have the stable version. Okay, so have any older version like 21, that is fine. Okay, so you just have to download the installer. Okay, So installer that you can download. Okay, this one you have to download it, install it. Java should be installed. Now further process is to set the environment variable. So what you have till now installed, you have installed Java, you have installed CLI, and you have installed VS Code. These three things you should be having installed there. Okay, now so to check if you have Java, just run this command in your CMD. Okay, Java version. Now it is basically installed. Okay, then you have to set this environment variable. Okay, this is important stuff that basically sometimes is forgotten by a lot of people. Okay, so that you have to set. It is environment is Java home. So how you do it? This is a screenshot from my computer itself. Okay, so if you click here and set environment variables, okay, editing system environment variables. So here you are getting environment variables, and here you are getting Java home. Okay, so what you have to set Java home as variable name and value as your JDK file. Okay, so if I copy it and I go to my browser and I paste it here. Okay, so now you say here where are you having the folder? Okay, where you are having the JDK folder, that path you have to copy like this. Okay, and that part is going as a value in the environment variable. Okay, so same thing that we are having here. Okay, that value you have to put as Java home, Java underscore home, same case sensitive. Okay, and then variable value you have to put as your JDK file, where you are having JDK file that you have to put here, and that's it. Now your variable is set. Okay, this is important part because that's how your CLI and your VS Code will know where they have to access the Java. Okay, that much is important stuff that you have to do. Everything is mentioned here. Okay, so you see, set the variable value to the installation path of Java. Okay, just like here, I'm having Java 11 at that time. I was having, now I'm having Java 22. Okay, so that you have to just copy from your browser, just like this. Okay, just like you are having, click here, copy it. Okay, and set the environment. If you are facing any issue, don't worry. Just come here next day. We'll be covering that also. Okay, like. After that, basically, if you want to verify, these are the verification steps. That's how you can verify, or you just run. Basically, that's how you can get. You can say basically the location of Java. Okay, but you don't have to worry about what that is. The simplest step I have told you. Okay, that you can see. Now, Java is installed. Verify by this basically command Java version. Okay. Now, as soon as it is looking like this, then your Java is okay. Okay. After that, you have to verify if you have the CLI installed. I told you where to get the CLI. Okay, then basically install the CLI, and now SFDX is not the command. I think it is SF only. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so you have SF here. Okay, so now it is upgraded to SF only, not SFDX. Okay, SFDX was earlier it was SFDX, now it is SF. So just like for Java, you are having Java version. For Salesforce, you are having SF, and all the commands you have. This you are going to use a lot. Don't worry about it. Okay, in the VS Code itself, you are going to use a lot this SF command. Okay, so as soon as you are going to put SF, okay, it is going to tell you like this. That means CLI is also installed. Okay, you are going to get basically information like this. Okay, so CLI is verified. Two things are verified: Java and CLI. That's all you need here. Now VS Code is very much visible, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, just open the VS Code. So how your VS Code will be opening? VS Code installation, open it. It is just an application. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, just open the VS Code like this. My VS Code will be looking like a little bit different to you, I guess, but yours would be looking like this. Okay, maybe. Most probably it is going to look like this. Okay, so here you might not see a lot of things, but that's how it is going to look like. Okay, so after that, what you have to do, you have to basically install some extensions. Okay, so Salesforce extension pack, so it helps you a lot once you are doing stuff in the project. Okay, so to just read something or help you a lot of with Salesforce stuff. Okay, so that's what you're going to get. Just go here. This is basically your extension. Okay, here we have a lot of things, right? We are going to cover all those, don't worry. Okay, you might see a couple of more extra things here, don't worry about it. Those are my extensions. Okay. As soon as you are having some extension, that comes here. Okay. Mostly it should be looking like this, but whenever you are having here basically this extension, this VS in the VS code, just type it here. You are going to get extension, and then you need to install it. Okay. From here you install the extension. So like what it is telling, Salesforce extension pack. Okay. Salesforce extension by Salesforce itself. So whatever you are seeing here, those are publishers. Okay, so you might see a lot of publishers, but one that is published by Salesforce that you need to have. Okay, both you can have. It's not going to have anything standard and Salesforce extension also, but this is necessary that you have to have. Okay, I already have. You see, I'm going to disable and uninstall because I already have it installed. Okay, so have this one installed. Later we'll be having more extensions. I'll tell you what to have. Okay, and what purpose, how to use it. You will be learning it later. Okay, but it is having all these things. It is having support to Apex. It is having basically debugger. Okay, agent force and everything. They are basically keeping it updated time to time. Okay, so you are going to get a lot of things. Okay, CLI integrations, because once you are going to have it, okay, you are going to get a lot of commands run by your basically command palette. Okay, I'll show you from here. Okay, or visual force, lightning web component, sockle. For support for everything is there. That's why they have created, Salesforce has created extension for VS Code specific, so that you can get all the support here. Okay, so now how many things you have done? You have installed Java, you have installed CLI, you have installed VS Code, you have set up environment variable. Okay, now in the VS Code you have installed the extension file. Okay, everything is mentioned in this document. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. Now after that, till here you are done with the installation part. Now after that you have to create the project. Okay, on that particular project you are going to build everything. Okay, so we'll be building project, we will be creating project, and we'll try to create a component. Okay, that there will be story. Okay, so if you see here, now you have to create the project. So as I told you, okay, that's how your VS code should be looking like. Okay, you might not be having everything here. It would be asking to create a folder and everything. That should be fine. Now what you have to put, you have to open your palette. Okay, that's your terminal. Okay, so here you are going to get terminal and everything that will be coming later. Okay, now all you have to do, you have to create the project. Once you are going to create the project, okay, the directory will be created automatically by Salesforce. And now just to clarify, this is not LWC specific that we are doing here. Okay, as soon as you set up project here, as soon as you set up your ID, it is going to work for every development. Okay, either it is Apex, triggers, LWC, or anything. Okay, even VS Code is used for basically uh, deployment purpose also, right? So everything you can do from here. Okay, it's not like only LWC specific. So that's very important to learn. Okay, I hope a lot of you guys are already knowing it, but if not, then it's good to learn like it. Okay, now what it is telling, Control Shift P. Okay, now wherever basically you are having this basically CLI installed. Okay, now this should be opening your command palette. In the command palette itself, you are going to have this create project basically command. Okay, there is a command for it also, CLI. Okay, but you can go from command palette also. Okay, now if you see, this is the same thing. Whatever terminal that you are running, okay, either you run in your CMD or you run here also, it is same thing. Okay, so if you run here SF, here also it is going to recognize. Okay, you see, this is your in your VS code, the terminal is there. Okay, same way, if you have to update your basically Salesforce CLI, then you have to do SF update. So time to time you have to run this command so that your CLI is updated. Okay, so if it is updated, then it's now see it has to upload. Now it will be uploading. So once you install the CLI, after anytime you have to update it, you just come here and put SF update. So how do you see? Okay, how basically I will know this is the command. Okay, because CLI is having its own commands. Okay, so where you can see the commands, I'll tell you. Okay, those commands you can use here also, or the parallel also. Let it update. Let's leave it once again. Okay. Okay. Okay, let it update. Okay, it is no longer restricted. Now, as soon as it is updated, we'll tell you that it is updated. Okay, so now you are using latest CLI version. And after that, it was about like, how to create the project. Okay, so you need to open the command palette. Okay, you can do two things to do something here in VS Code. Either you can click and do something, or you can run directly command here. Okay, that would be doing same thing. Okay, basically you can do anything. It's not related to VS Code only. You can do anything while you are running command from here. Third thing, from the palette itself you can do. And to open the palette, there is a basically shortcut that is Control Shift P, and in MacBook that is Command Shift P. Okay, so just put Control Shift and P. Now this palette would be open. Okay, here you can type your own language. Okay, and there you are going to get the option. You just need to select it. Command would be running automatically in the back. Okay, if you know command, you can run command directly here in terminal. If you don't know command, you just use the palette. Basically, you are going to use palette a lot of times. Okay, but for some things you are going to get the command to be run here. Okay, that will be seen later. But for now, what it is telling that you have to run this basically command, or you can select this one, SFDS create project. Okay, so just open again, Control Shift P. Now you can see like project. So you are going to get like this. Okay, so that's how search work. SFDS means it is coming from your Salesforce CLI. Okay, now as soon as you are going to click this, okay, it is going to ask you the project type. So for now you are going with standard. Okay, later I'll tell you what other options are standard. Now it is going to ask you the project type. You can name anything like page. Okay, so I'm just naming it like that. And as soon as you are going to press enter, after that, it is going to ask you where basically you want to create that folder. Okay, so I wish that you guys are having already some directory where you are storing all the VS Code related stuff. Okay, so store there only, not anywhere. Okay. Okay, just like this, go here. Now here, as soon as I am going to create the project, here the project folder will be created. Inside that, you are going to get a lot of things. Okay, now as soon as I am going to do it, now you see VS Code would be loading that particular folder. Now it is going to create everything for you here that is required, okay, by your project. Why? Because the command has been run from your CLI. Okay, now CLI knows what folders you would be needing. Okay, so basic setup it is going to do for you automatically. Later you can enhance it according to you. Okay, so this is how basic structure should be looking like. I tell you how this structure looks like, where you'll be having all the stuff and everything, but that's how your basic structure will be looking like. Okay, this is new, Copilot assistant. Okay, AI will be coming there also. Okay, now your CLI is updated. Okay, and your project has been created. Now if you see here, tensions are being activated, that should be fine. Okay, so here you see your main folder here. It closes. This is your main folder. Okay, and where you see that, okay, if you go like this in any of those, these are all folders. Okay, so how it looks like, right click here, okay, and then go to reveal in file explorer. Okay, click on that. Now if you see that, that's where I have created, right, inside VS Code. Okay, inside VS Code, Salesforce classes code, I have created this project. So this is a folder. Inside that, you see these are folders, these are files. Okay, same thing. If you compare here, you see in your VS Code, correct? These are our folders. Inside the folder, okay, if you see, there are other folders also. Open the Force app. That's where you are going to find all your stuff. Open Force app. Now you get main. So main folder. You see main folder. After that, you are going to get default. That's where you are going to get default, and inside default you are going to get all these folders. Okay, so inside default you are going to get all these folders. Obviously inside that you are not having files for now, so if you are going to open it, you are not having files in it. Okay, so all the VS Code is reading from your computer itself. Okay, now you know that project that you have set up, that is set up in your local. Whatever you are going to have here, okay, that is all in your local. Okay, still we are not basically talking about org and stuff. Right now everything is in your local. Even every file that has been created, everything is in your local. Okay, that's what you are seeing here. That's called project directory. Okay, so you might be having a lot of stuff here, but mainly you are going to find everything related to your metadata, related to your code, everything. See classes, Lwc objects, everything inside force app main default. Okay, that you remember every time. Okay, mostly you are going to get here. It's not necessary, but that is the default directory structure. Okay, so what you have, force app main default. Inside default, you are having all these. So whatever you are going to have here, that you are going to have inside this folder. Consider that if I am going to have a profile here, so another folder would be created by name profile, and inside that I am going to have profile. Then permission set. We are having permission set. Okay, so some of those we are having, but we have a lot of others also. Okay, that will be having. So time to time will be coming here again. Now there is one thing remaining, that is called commands. Okay, so just put sf. Why my s is not putting sf commands. Yes or not? I'm not sure. Uh, um, I'm forgetting or what? Kill it and then again open it. I think I'm forgetting whatever it say. So here you get command list. Okay, so some as commands or commands. I think that's the case. Okay, you get a command list here, or I think command list. I'm not sure. Okay, so you can Google it also. Okay, there you are going to get all the command list. Okay, so if you have to do anything, that you can get that command from there. Okay, so let's see. So these are the command list I'm getting, but I need the command list. To get command list in list. Should I write? Most of the things that you are going to get automatically done by command pilot, but yes, it is telling us of commands, but I'm not sure. We'll check that. Okay, so this is the command. If you try to run this sf commands, we'll check it later. Okay, so sf commands, once you are going to run it, you are going to get the command list for everything. You'll be having one command. You can run it from here, or you can use the command palette here also. Here you can search anything. Okay, like now further process is what, like now we have created our project here, right? Now further what we have to do, we have to connect our org. Okay, maybe we'll be doing in the next class, but that's what we have to do. Okay, so for that you have to do, like just select org here. Now you see set a default org, authorize an org. Okay, or in default browser, open the org in default browser. A lot of things related to org that you are getting. Okay? These are all commands only. See, these are all commands only, but you see in planning is here. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to authorize an org here. Okay, once we are going to authorize an org, that you can, that org connected to VS Code right now is going to show here. Okay, so that will be doing maybe in the next class, but that's what we have to do further. Once you are going to get there, okay, so it will be asking you a lot of questions. Okay, that we need to answer here. Okay, so first assignment that you guys are having, if you are not familiar of VS Code setup, do it. Okay. If you are facing any issue, don't worry about it. Okay, just come in the next class. We'll be doing live. Okay. If someone is facing an issue, if you are done, that should be okay. Create a project. Okay. And then basically run this basic command like in SF update. Okay. See if your CLI is updated. Obviously, you are installing it. It should be updated, but then also check it. Okay. Create the project. Okay. And then we are going to further authorize any of the org, and we'll see how the metadata looks like. Now, as soon as you are going to create the SF project, SFTS project, okay, here you are going to get your OR browser. Here, basically, you are going to see the OR that is going to be connected to your VS Code, okay, whole metadata of OR that you are going to see here. So once we'll be connecting our OR, we'll be seeing all the things here. For now, we have access of some things, extensions, then your file browser. Okay, so here you are seeing file browser. Now you know where these files are stored wherever you are creating your project folder. Okay, third thing, the R browser, your file browser, extension market. Okay, and your R browser. This is your browser that you are going to get. Even you might not get this or something like that. Okay, but you are going to get this and all these things. Okay, this is your file browser. This is your R browser. And as you see here, they are telling no default offset. That is correct because we have not connected any OR right now with our project. Okay, so we'll be connecting OR to our project, then we'll be fetching some things from our OR to our local. Okay, that would be our next step. Okay, so I think we should stop today. We'll be continuing in the next session. Okay, meanwhile, if you have any question regarding anything, you can ask. Regarding any further how we are going to conduct or anything, you can ask any questions. Anyone?
Yeah, I have one question. Like, how long is duration of the class?
How long?
Duration. The
Session?
total duration.
I
No.
think you are asking about each day we are going to cover how long that
No.
class is, right?
No,
1
no.
hour, yes, 1 hour, 1 hour. If something is stuck, we'll be having more than 1 hour, like 1 hour, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 20 minutes also. But in some cases, mostly 1 hour is the target.
I'm asking total duration of the class. Total duration.
Total
How long
duration
is
is
it?
around, I think, 35 hours or something like that. 35 or more than 30, but it depends how we are covering, right? So more than 30 hours are there.
Okay.
30 to 35 hours.
Okay, it means 1 month, close to like 1 month or 1.5 months, right?
Yes, like that. Right?
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Any other question, guys? Anyone?
The
These
class
recordings.
only from Monday to Friday, right?
Yep. And I believe, I'm not sure. I think we are having alternate day. Just talk to Manideep once, okay? And yeah, you are going to get this what you say, like document, all the documents related to everything. Okay, every session that we are going to take, every topic that we are going to discuss, you are going to get the documents related to everything. Okay, and on top of that, recording that you are going to get here discussed, every day recording that is going to be uploaded in the basically drive and the document. Okay, same document we are going to refer here, and same document that you guys can have. Okay, that will be having all the theory that we are going to discuss here. Okay, not all, obviously. While I'm narrating, I'll be having a lot of extra things to be told here, but mostly what you need, that will be there in the document. Okay, you will be seeing some of the documents further. Any other questions, guys? Anyone?
Yeah, one question.
Yeah.
I have a doubt like the when we are authorizing the org and syncing it to this VS Code, will we be able to clone whatever the records that we are having in the service Salesforce to the folder that which we are creating?
Records?
Like the records, the data which are there in Salesforce, will we be able to clone that to the folder which we created?
Well, basically, VS Code is not meant to hold data. VS Code and your ID is meant to hold the code behind your org. Okay, your metadata, your Apex, LWC, Aura, Visual Force, anything. Okay, but it is not going to hold your data. Okay, so data and metadata are two different things, right?
Yeah.
So you can have it. I mean, if you insist that no, I have to have the data here in VS Code, you can have it. Okay, but
Okay.
I mean, like any Excel file, you can store it. Okay, there are commands you can run it directly from VS Code, and that will get your data downloaded in your VS Code. I mean, there are ways to do it, but the standard way is not to get data in VS Code. The standard way is to get it metadata.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, got it.
Data for data, you have a lot of tools, right? Data loader, your
Yeah. Like when
but
currently when we are GitHub, we can retrieve most probably we will connect the GitHub and then we will retrieve the data there. But in this folder case now, here we are only creating a folder and from there we are retrieving the data whichever we are working with. And then
basic.
we are making
I,
changes
I
to
don't think that you are talking about data. I think you are talking about metadata. Okay, that
yeah.
we are going to do it. Data is different thing. Metadata is different thing. Okay,
Okay.
I'll explain that in the next class to you what is data and metadata. I remember that. Okay, so in the GitHub also you have metadata, not data. Okay, so for
Mm.
database you have different tools and different things. Okay, GitHub is
Mm.
meant to hold your metadata or code. Okay, same thing.
Okay.
VS Code can hold your data and code, but in your local environment, in your computer. Okay, once you
Mm.
want it to cloud, you upload it over the GitHub. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Although we don't basically cover GitHub here, but I'll cover that if we have remaining hours. Okay, so we'll be covering the GitHub sessions also, just to set up the
Okay.
GitHub setup.
Mm. Okay.
That is. So don't say data. Okay, it's your code and metadata. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Hmm.
Hi, next.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So currently I'm facing to authorize the org.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Previously, I have authorized the org with different alias name,
Mhm.
but now I am authorizing the org, but previous org is coming. So can you tell me what the issue?
Okay, so if I get it right, you have authorized the org earlier also with an alias. Okay,
Uh-huh.
now you are authorizing the same org with a different alias, correct?
Uh, it is not authorizing with the current alias name.
Okay, same alias cannot be taken. Okay, alias should be different. First
No,
thing.
I am taking the different alias name,
Okay,
but
you have
not
system handy.
reflecting.
You have system handy. You can share your screen. We'll resolve it
Yeah,
right.
just give me a second. I am sharing my screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, if we don't have any questions, can we drop off?
Yeah.
Can
If
you see my screen?
not right now. Yes, it is coming up. Yep. Yep. Now
Oh,
it is. Hmm.
just give me this.
If anyone is not having any question, guys, you can drop off. Okay.
Is it visible my VS Code?
Yeah, you can see your screen.
Yeah. So here I have authorized with different alias name. Okay.
Correct.
And earlier I have given GKOG. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm showing again to authorize, but it is not reflecting.
Fine. You click on.
Production.
That should be fine. Do the production also.
Okay, so I am giving the my org. Okay,
Hmm.
this one is different org name.
Fine. Hmm.
So here it is showing authorization is successful. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You scroll down.
Okay, but
Okay.
when here you can see it is still
Fine. Fine.
no.
Click on that. Click on that. Click on that. Yeah. And now here you type my all. Yeah. Click on that.
Mhm. Still it is not reflecting.
Uh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Put Control Shift P, Command Shift P,
Uh,
and type reload. Yeah, reload windows. Select reload windows.
It
Okay,
is.
now that's fine.
Mhm.
That's fine. I'm going to tell you one command. Okay, hold on. Because I think alias name is same, that's why it is taking. Okay, open your terminal from the down here. Okay, yeah, terminal, and type sf space or space list. Yeah, enter.
Mhm.
Okay, now this is the org that you are having. Okay, so is it your password and ID that you use?
I'm using the fingerprint.
No, 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 no. That you see now, dev hub, alias, and username, right?
Oh, this one is previous alias name.
What username that you see is right now what you have authorized. It is the same one or it is different?
But here is, can you see here is showing GK org.
I know, I know. I know.
Demo is not showing.
Don't worry about that. Just tell me that username that you are saying seeing is the same that you are trying to authorize.
Yeah, username is the same.
Ah, okay, fine, fine. So what is happening now? If you have authorized that org earlier with an alias, okay. So alias you have to change. Okay. If you are trying to again authorize that org with a different alias, okay, alias not going to change automatically. It will be authorized, but that will not be changing automatically. I will tell you how to change the alias. Okay. Hold on. There is a command for that also. Okay. Okay. So I'm putting one command here in the chat. Okay. So that you have to replicate. Okay. So check in the chat. Okay. So there are commands to change the alias name. Okay. That's what you have to do. The alias will be taken. And there is one more extension that you can download to see all the authorized or in your VS Code. Okay. Replace your username and just put new alias. Okay. That is also important as a for alias set.
Okay, let's try. You have missed the other part, SF or the layer set. Okay. I can't edit this one.
You use your keys, left key, that would be going there. Left key from your keyboard.
Hmm.
Yeah, that white marker that will be shifting till there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and hold on, don't run the command. Okay, I'll tell you. Shift right, right, put right button,
Yes.
click right button, right navigation.
Mm-hmm.
No, I cannot see your cursor move. No, no. In the keyboard only, you have to put right click, right button only. Yeah. Now backspace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, no, no. Backspace, backspace. One more. One more. No, no. Backspace only. I am not sure what is there in the. Okay, it is orgs. Okay, thanks. Fine. Now go to left side. Go to left side. Total left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now type SF space org and then space alias alias space set space. Now enter it. Just press enter. It would run. What you are getting or alias it is not command. Okay. Hold on. Okay, you have not typed SF or alias set. Okay. Just type SF
Yes.
space commands.
Mm-hmm.
Just type commands COMMANDS
I have to type. Mm-hmm.
S also. No, no, not space S, just attached to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Enter. Okay. Now do Control F. So that's how you see command list. Okay. So this you can use here. Okay. Here you do Control F, Command F. Okay. You have the MacBook.
Yes.
Yeah. Now here you type alias.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now alias set, you see alias set. Okay. Alias set is the command. Okay. Copy that. Yeah.
Yes.
Now you run the same thing. SF. No, no. Just first you have to put SF here. Before alias set, you have to put SF. That's how to use the commands. Okay. Now you go to the right, full right, and just followed by space, you put the alias name, my demo or something that you were putting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then equals your username. I don't
Double
think
equal or single equal?
what?
Here will be double equal or
No, only single equal, but you don't have
uh,
to put a space, I guess.
after equal I don't have to put a space.
Yeah, just enter it. Don't worry. We'll see if it is running error. We'll see. Enter it. Okay. Now put up button. Now you can edit this command. Okay. Go to left side and remove those spaces. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Now enter. What? Okay. .com not found. Is your username correct?
Yes.
Hmm. Then why it is telling not found? Do SF org list. SF space or space list.
List.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see same username.
It is same.
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay, do one thing. Do Command Shift P and create a new project. Name something, whatever you want.
Hmm.
Now click on no default org set. Left side, yeah. Now type is my or. Okay, hold on. GK or my or. Okay, my. So alias is only changed, but everything and everything is same. Okay, click on that. Last org you see, last org. Yeah. Okay, so the alias is the issue here. Okay, the org is same. Okay, so if
No,
you
but when I deployed the component, na, then
yeah, we'll see.
it don't go with the app page actually, app or home page.
Okay, you run this command. Hold on. So, okay.
Can I delete the alias name?
You can delete the whole org, but that is not needed. I'll tell you. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is the command that I'm sending to you. Okay,
Okay.
this is a command to open your org from the VS Code. Okay, so a lot of things are there. You copy this and replace your alias name. Okay, that's it. And then it will be telling you what org that you are basically seeing behind that particular alias. Okay, copy the whole thing and then replace your org. And this time put GK org, so you will know which org it is. Okay,
Okay.
now right, go to right, yeah, from the right button itself.
Hmm.
Now backspace till org. Yep. Now here type GK org. Enter. Now see which org it is.
Hmm. Where I can see which org is coming?
Click on you. Just search here users. You can see the URL, but that's fine. Click on users.
Yes.
Okay. So now you know which org it is, right? Although you should be recognizing it from the URL, but that's your user, right? So you can see your user here.
Yes, this one.
Now, so this is the same org, right? So it is not possible that it is going to be deployed somewhere else. Okay, now you go to your VS Code.
Yes.
Control Shift P, and type Apex. Yeah, create Apex. You see somewhere? Create Apex class. Yeah. Name it something. My first class or something. Enter again. Here. Double click on it. Double click on the tab. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Just deploy it. Right click. Yeah. Go to your org. Open the developer console. Control Shift O. That's fine. See your class here. Correct?
This here.
Right? Double click and open it. It is the same. Okay. So
But I don't know why when I create a component, na LWC component, and when I am trying to deploy it, then that component is not showing on the page.
no, it won't happen. Okay, don't worry. Now you see that's why I have deployed this class, right? Even though if you deploy LWC also, that would be also deployed. Create any LWC if you want, we can do that also. Control Shift P. We'll be doing that, but fine. Type LWC. Type LWC. No, not like that. Again, Control Shift P. Again. LWC.
Yes.
Yeah. And now name it. Not capital. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Correct. My first LWC. Enter. Enter. Again enter. Yeah. Now do one thing. If you want to see it, okay, then, yeah, put the piece also fine. Yeah. Save it and yeah. Now open that. Yeah, true. Again, set the targets. Yeah, in between you put one target that is home or something you can put. Deploy it. Do one thing. Okay, that's fine. You deploy it, then you see that. Deploy it.
I deploy
What is the issue?
the source code failed to run.
Lightning homepage you have wrong. I'll tell you how. Hold on. So this is the target that I'm sending. Okay, in the chat itself. You have extension installed. I have sent you that in the chat. Just put that target. Save and deploy. Hmm.
How it is deployed. Yeah, here I can see the new component. Actually, problem was the target, na?
Hmm. Actually, alias you have to change by that command. Okay, so alias set you can use that command, and it should be changing the alias if you want to change. So what happens if you use any alias first time to authorize your arg? Okay, next time once you are again authorizing the arg with a different alias, it does not set like that. Okay, you have to change the alias later. Okay, that's what happens. Now on you don't have any other problem. You only have one arg set.
Okay, so I have to use this command, right?
No, no, you don't. It is just to tell you
Uh,
that this is the same org or not. I told you this command. Okay, it's not
oh,
necessary. You just see whatever SF org list is there, right? Once you're
mm,
with org list, you'll be seeing what are other orgs those are deployed. Okay,
oh,
so you'll be learning slowly. Don't worry. I have a lot of orgs if you see. Okay, so slowly you'll be learning that. Not an issue. Okay.
okay, next. May I
Yeah.
know your name or your name is next?
No, no, it's Abhishek. Next
Uh,
is Abhishek website. Yeah.
Okay, okay, Abhishek, thank you so much.
Yes. Yes. No issues. Keep stop recording.